Hi guys, this is a bit of a surprise video actually. Where is it? It's here. A friend of mine recommended to me, why don't you check out the 100? Now, we're a bit too sure about this because with it being CW, I've got nothing against CW, but I thought, he said, watch the 100, you're really going to like it. So, over Christmas, I had a couple of days spare. Made a cup of tea, sat down, went on Amazon and had the first 3 seasons. So I sat there, I thought, right, I'll give 3 episodes a chance, 3 to 4 episodes, and get into it. Now, I thought the 100 was a teenage angst TV series about a load of kids sent down to Earth, and then they're all dealing with surviving, but there's all these teenage dilemmas going on. And that was my vision of the 100, and everybody's good looking and they're all down there, they're all like 18 and 20, and I thought, yeah, okay, right. So I had nothing to do, so I sat down, put the first 4 episodes. I thought I'll give it 4 episodes. I thought I'll be switching off by episode 3. So I put it on, and I couldn't believe what I ended up starting to watch. I couldn't turn it off. So they had the first 3 seasons. So I got into the first season. It was all about the Ark in space, that there were 13 space stations, one got destroyed. And 12 of them, after an atomic war on Earth, all kicked off on Earth. The stations, what were left of humanity, they all created one big superstation called the Ark. And I think life might have been good for the first few years on the big space station. They were all safe, working it out, and then obviously 3 generations passed, the thing's breaking down, there's problems, the air reclamators are not working, they can't get the spare parts, they have to scavenge stuff, food's running out, and the population's increased over 2,500 of them, probably built for 600 people. And it becomes very strict. Any crime, you get spaced, and that's after you're 18. Now, all the kids, these teenagers and young people, these are in the prison, but there's a council. They find out that it's going to finish in 6 months, and wow, what a ride. So they dump 100 of them off on Earth with these bracelets, see if they're alive, and things going on. They get down there. And I thought, right, yeah, okay. And then suddenly you're not just dealing with the teenagers on the ground, you're on the space station dealing with the politics. And this and as it's going along, this series is getting darker and darker, and people are dying left, right and centre. Then you meet the grounders, the humans that survived the atomic wars, and it just goes into all that. There's a great one called Lincoln. I was gutted when he got killed in it. I mean, this is it. I mean, there were like the guy called Finn in first season. You thought he's going to be the big leader of this. There were Bellamy. I mean, it was like very much like BSG. He's got that feel of BSG, that seriousness of Battlestar Galactica. You get character, a bit of Lost in there as well. And for some reason, I will say Game of Thrones to a point when it comes to the Grounders and the throne. I mean, the old series, but the loss of life, and I mean, there's no good or evil in this programme. It's surviving and making decisions. I mean, in the first season, 300 people sacrifice themselves in the space station so the rest can live, you know, because they've had no contact from the ground, and and them on the ground because somebody else comes down from the spaceship. My favourite character, Raven, in it. She comes down, tell them that the 300 are going to die, and we've got to stop this. Tell them it's all right to live down here, and they failed, and then 300 die, and it all comes out there were no point for them to die, and and then it all kicks off. Sorry, it all kicks off on the space station, because when they finally contact them that we're down here, we're alive, you can live down here. There ain't enough transport pods to bring a lot of them down, and so it all starts off that there's a bit of uprising on the station, that they're all trapped the Ark, trying to get down there. Then there's the whole thing with the Grounders. I mean, they're just brutal. Lincoln's a great character, and this is what's interesting, because the development of the characters like Octavia, you go back into the lives and the past about how they lost their parents when they got floated out in space because they did one thing wrong, and this council, and they're full of secrets, and it's just going on and on and on, and you can't turn this off. And by end of first season, obviously they crashed the space station onto the Earth, so they start the work out that to separate the stations and bring them down up thrusters that can crash. So there's other stations out there, and they come down, and then it's a fight for survival. I mean, is it, oh God, what's it? Elanius, he goes all religious. With Ali, the AI, that's it. Third season, the City of Light, which is mentioned in second season, first season, and you're thinking, well, that's somewhere else, and all that becomes fucking pointless. But second season is Mount Weather, where there's a load of radiated humans in there. They can't come outside. They've got all technology, but they're kidnapping out grounders, the mountain men they call them, feeding off the blood to keep themselves constantly so they don't get poisoned by radiation. But they're just monsters, and they work out with them up there. It came down on space thing with the Ark, that because they can absorb radiation because they're born in space, it makes it a bit different, and all that, they can survive. And I mean, it ends up where, you know, by the end of second season, Clark, oh, I love Clark and Bellamy. Clark's an amazing character, and Alexa, leader of the grounds people, and it's just going on. She has to pull the switch. It kills everybody in Mount Weather, women and children, and you can't. I mean, you're thinking you can't do this, but yet again, it's all the old question in this. Everything's moving at this fast intensity of emotion that you're not getting time to think. Everybody's going, stop, you're going to lose your humanity, but you're doing what you're doing to survive and for your people. And it's just going all this way. I mean, there is moments of fun, and there is like that moment where you get a couple of minutes where everything just calms down. Clark and Alexa's, the commander, that's very interesting, the old relationship, because Alexa's got a vision for her people to get beyond this clan stuff and all that. But blood is blood, and it just carries on. I mean, they are truly savage people, these grounders. I mean, the old system, how it works. And then you've got them that are really civilised space stations, yet they're no different because of what they've been doing for the last 80 years up in space, floating everybody and all this. And then you've got them in Mount Weather. You know, I mean, there's no good and evil. Well, there is, but it's you're stuck in the grey areas. Nothing's coming out to rise its thing up to see who's right or wrong. I mean, it's survival. And then you get into third season with Ali, as AI computer, and it was down to her, she destroyed the world. And then she takes off, she infiltrates these chips, everybody swallows them, and because the grounders' religion, their entire belief system is based on Ali's opposite half, the other AI, which is passed down to Commander with all the knowledge and stuff, which is sort of interesting. The character growth in this, with all the major characters, is just amazing. There's too many to mention. I mean, Clark, Bellamy, like I said, I love Raven's character. She's my favourite. She's the engineering genius, and she's just having ups and downs. Clark's mother, she's a good person, but they're having to do things they just don't want to do. Just as they get through the whole AI thing, when she's just taking them all over and giving them no personality and living in this city of light, which is completely pointless because it's just all in this basically matrix. They shut that down, and then it all comes out that there's a fire wave because all the nuclear reactors that survived the war have blown up, and they explode, creates fire wave and pumping out radiation waves. And then what? It's another situation. So that them and grounders have to team up and tell, look, it's going to be over in next 6 months, but it ain't, it's 2 months. So they go back to Ireland where Ali come, and there's all that, and it just builds through to an amazing build up, and then it all comes up where they have to sacrificed 360 of their own people, and the Ark. I couldn't believe how it was done. So only 100 each of each clan, they're called Sky Clan now, can survive, and you know, everybody just dies outside. But they meanwhile, there's 8 of them getting a space rocket and go back up to the ring in space, what's left of one of the Arks. And the whole ride of this series is just spectacular. Now, I don't think, if I'd started watching this weekly, I don't think I could have got into it. I think I'd have probably switched it off after 3 or 4 episodes. Now, what I realised that when I started binge watching it, because obviously I stayed over 2 days and I got through to season 3, and I couldn't turn it off. I mean, I took a few hours off from it, but I got through to season 3, and I just wanted more, so I checked whether there were any more. So they did season 4, popped out to HMV, and I bought season 4. They didn't have any Blu-rays in actually, so I just picked it up on DVD. I thought it doesn't matter, I've got to watch this. And here it is. So I picked up season 4, I just finished that last night, and now season 5 isn't out till April. The end of season 4 is pretty interesting, because you're going through, like, there's the fight for the bunker and the leadership of the grounds people and all these characters, and there's some awesome side characters in this. I mean, I've got to say, this is one of the hidden gems I would not have thought about was out there. I'm going to have to start watching more stuff, because I just didn't know. Honestly, guys, I thought this was a teenage angst thing. I really did. Like Melrose Place after nuclear war or something, or Beverly Hills 90210 or whatever. But surviving and all this, you know, and I was so wrong. It's the cross between Battlestar Galactica. It has a bit of feeling of loss to it, but Dev's got that intensity of BSG the first couple of seasons, and about how life just gets wasted, even right or wrong. There's no, you can't go model. You try to go model on this, and it will hit you with another factor of this, and it leaves plenty to think about in your head. So, but at the end of season 4, Clark survives, and she finds the grounded kid and brings it up. Now it's set 6 years later, so they've been on the space station. They're under Polis, the capital, but ground in the big bunker they found. Found this massive bunker that could hold 1,000 people or something, and they're all down there. That big tower block's collapsed, and so I mean, there is some left of. Like some of nature survived, because she's what dived around it, Rove, but she's immune to radiation because she has night side blood. But it ends up where she's with, like, a supposed adopted daughter, and she's trying to beam the signal up to the space station, see if they're all alright. And this sees a ship coming through atmosphere, and I thought, I'm thinking they're coming back, and it's not. It's a ship called the Gagarin from the Elgin Corporation, and prison ship, and it's landing. And I'm thinking, what's this about? It's a big ship, so where's this come from? Is there a colony on the moon? Is there a base on Mars where the human race expanded out? So I did a bit of research. Apparently these people are from before the war. They've all been in hypersleep or something. So I don't know. Maybe the ship's on a programme return, it's landed, and they don't know what's happened. Unless there might be a colony that got cut off somewhere out near Mars somewhere, and they got cut off. You know, and they've sent a ship. I don't know, but that's what I read. But there's 4 new characters coming in, and 3 of them are going to be villains. So that's for season 5. I really can't wait for this. I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer this month sometime. But guys, I do recommend this. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but this is not what it is. This is sheer enjoyment. Just absolutely adore this TV series. Right, so that's my review on the 100. You know, I really do recommend it. So I'm going to watch X-Files now. I've not seen it. I haven't had time, so hopefully I'm going to get to see it now. I've heard everybody's raved on about the X-Files. So I'll see you on the next video, guys. Have a great week, and thanks for watching this review. Guys, let me know your comments on the 100. Let me know what you think of this TV series, please. I really want to hear your thoughts on it. Do you know what I mean? Alright, guys. Live long and prosper.